Hi guys, and welcome back. Now we're going to work on another summertime project, and I'm going to show how we can paint with our chalk paste. This is the cute little transfer that I'm using, and I know this is adorable, the hello with the popsicles and the whole look, but I found this really cute piece that I want to use just the summer word on. So I've already chosen my paint paste colors. Got Peony, orange peel, raspberry sorbet, isn't that pretty? My couture teal, my bumblebee, and pistachio. So that's gonna be the colors on the top, and then I'm gonna use guava for the bottom. So let me show you this adorable little wood cutout that I found, and I believe, does not say, I think I got it either at Hobby Lobby or Walmart. I can't remember which one, but isn't that adorable? It's already cut out for you and ready to hang. I thought it would be so cute just to put the word summer on the top. So I really don't need to do anything to protect the wood or to do anything to the wood to prepare it. I'm just going to go ahead and start painting. So what I decided was I would use the guava for the, since it's a pinkish brown, for the bottom of the cones. And I used that in another project previously. I don't have a big jar of this. I just have this little single packet. So I just put some tape on it. And of course, let's see if I can get the tape off, to seal it and make it stay fresh. So we're gonna put that in a little tray, and the way you paint is you just add some water to your chalk paste. So we're just gonna water it down even more than what it, not even more, but we're gonna water it down to make it into a type of paint. Obviously you could use any kind of paint, acrylic paint or chalk paint, but you know, that you would get in a little jar, but I'm just gonna use our paste since that's what I have on hand. Get a little bit of guava out. It's a little orangey, but I think it might be fun. I don't want to overdo it, but I don't want to waste any until I get some. And I'm going to use our lovely artist tool set, and I'll have to keep wiping that and washing it because that's the only paintbrush that I have. I can actually use some of my own that I have, but this is the only one I have for this project. That is Chalk Couture. So I'm gonna go ahead and seal that back up. I think that's gonna be more than enough, even though it doesn't look like a lot. And I'm gonna add, just because it's easy, I'm gonna add my distilled water to it, even though I'm not gonna put this back in a packet, I don't think. So I'm just kind of eyeballing it. As far as the consistency, you can add more or less water depending on how thick you want it to be. And I just wanted this to be like a cheery little summer. So let's go ahead and get this painted. We'll dry it. We'll help it along a little bit with the air dryer. And then we'll chalk our word on it. And I'm actually going to cut up my transfer. So I think I'm going to cut it. Yeah, I think I am. Just, I don't know. I'm going to keep thinking about it. Anyway, so as you can see, it's much thinner now. And we're just going to go ahead and paint our, can you see how smoothly that comes on? We're going to paint our cones. And I might flip it so that I can show you. I've got too many things in my way. Try to get all my supplies out so I can try not to get along the edges. Yeah, I think that'll be fun. I know they're not quite that orange when you buy them, but got a little bit on there. Didn't want to, I don't know, maybe I'll add another color over top of it. I don't know you can hear that in the background or not. Our little guy is downstairs with the big guys, and he is obviously having fun. Might not sound like it, but I think they're playing a game and he's enjoying it. I did get some on my cone here, but I'm going to be painting over top of that, so I don't think it'll show through. Just wipe it down a little bit. Ooh, I just love that color. I was struggling with, oh, do I make them look realistic and choose colors that you really would only find in ice cream cones? But then I was thinking, well, that might be kind of boring for summer. And I wanted this to be cheery. Keep getting on the top. Can you see how well that's covering? These almost feel dry already. This wood, I'm sure, is soaking it up too. But oh my goodness, he is really, I don't know what they're playing that's got him so excited. This morning, he asked Poppy, which is my husband, what, I don't always, just so you know, I don't always post videos the same day I do them, so that's why when I say this, you might be like, what? Because I'll probably post this during a weekday when I can't get on to do a live because of other obligations. But this morning, he asked Poppy if he had to work, and Poppy said, no, I don't have to work, it's a weekend. And he said, his favorite thing to ask is what something does or where it comes from. He's 4 and, of course, very curious. And he said, what's a weekend do? And my husband said, I didn't know what to tell him, how to answer him. I guess I've gotten a little more adept at answering kids' questions, you know, like very simplistically. I was like, well, just tell him it's a day he doesn't have to go to school. Or maybe he asked, that's what he asked. He didn't ask if Poppy had to work. He asked if, I'm going to add just a tiny bit more water to that. He asked if he had to go to school today. He only goes to preschool a couple afternoons a week. And he asked if he had to go to school today, and he said no. And he said, it's the weekend. And that's when he said, well, what does weekend do? So he's like, I don't know how to explain it. I said, well, just tell him it's a day you don't have to go to school, and a lot of people don't have to work. Some people do work, because he has an uncle that works on the weekends. And his daddy used to work on the weekends. But isn't it funny how they, you know, you have to really think about stuff when they ask their questions. You know, they're learning stuff for the first time. And it makes you kind of stop and have to reflect. I always think that's fun, though, because it makes you be a little more conscious of things. Okay, so that's, like I said, these first ones are just about dry. Is that cute? I don't know. Should I add some glitter to it? Some sparkle, not glitter. Some shimmer, or just leave them? We'll see. I may, after the fact, change my mind and decide to add some more to it. But I think one coat is pretty much going to do it, and then we'll move on to the next. See how easy that is? You just using something you already have on hand, and then you don't have to. And I think if it's not thick enough, I think it'll be all right. I think it'll still kind of look kind of neat, like a wash. I still have plenty of it left. You see how much I have left? I mean, even with that, and I felt like I was covering it pretty well. Anyway, think that's covering everything. I think that'll be fun. Okay, so we're just gonna set that aside, and I am going to rinse my brush out. I should have brought some water over here. Yeah, I don't want to do it that way. I think I'm going to use some of my other brushes, guys. Hang on with me. I just happen to have some right here. Thankfully, that's quite a few. I don't know if I'm going to use a different one for every color, but maybe I can get by without having to brush. Do you have a stash of old brushes? Some of mine are really satin water. Just realized this one's new. These are old. I have a stash of stuff. Okay, let's see if we can use this one at least from that kit. All right, that's still not enough, but maybe I'll set this in water real quick while I'm painting these, and then I'll be able to grab this out of water. Or will it have at least dried? I'll rinse it out real quick, and then it will at least dried. And I'm just going to save that guava on my little palette, on my little dish, and if I need to add more to the bottom, I'll have it. All right, so let's let that dry. Put that here, and then move on to the next. Okay, so these are the colors I've chosen. Oh, I'm gonna need another little dish for my raspberry sorbet. So, and then we're gonna just do the letters, I think, in black, just to make it simple. So, I don't think it really matters which order we're doing this in, but I'm gonna start over on this side. And I'm gonna just use the lids for this part, guys. Is that one of the brand new ones? I think it is. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of the paste up. Obviously, I don't need as much because that little tiny bit I put on there did all of those. And I'm just doing one. I'm just gonna use the lid and add my distilled water to it. Get this to come up. I may even have to dry most of it because by the time I finish all of them, the first ones I did will be dry. Distilled water so that if it gets back in the jar, it's not gonna hurt it. So I'm just adding some water to it. Thin it down a little bit. Don't want it too thin, and if it's too thin, I'll have to do 2 coats. Don't want to do 2 coats. Don't want to take the time to do 2 coats. Oh, this one reminds me of mint chocolate chip. That's definitely one of my favorites. That was kind of why I chose this color, was because of that. I love mint chocolate chip. Love coffee with chocolate chips in it. Little pieces of chocolate. Love both those. Those are probably my favorites. What's your favorite kind of ice cream? I don't really eat ice cream. I haven't in a while. I was doing they make a keto type ice cream, which is actually not bad. I actually kind of liked it. But I've even cut that out since February or March, I think. I haven't had any ice cream. Maybe one bite of somebody's. I'm not sure if I even have that, if I've done that. I'm not a huge ice cream person, so I can go without it. My husband, gosh, he and the children are all pretty much lactose intolerant. There you go, that's done. I'm gonna leave that to the side in case I need to add some more green. If it needs a little bit more coverage, we'll see. We'll see what happens. And then I know this yellow, I have a paler yellow as you've seen, but I thought this might show up a little bit better. But my husband is an ice cream person, big time. Even though he shouldn't. He's pretty much lactose intolerant. Him and all the kids. Even the grandson have issues with lactose. Doesn't slow them down from ice cream though. They all will eat ice cream. All right, so let's see. Oh, that's fun. See, it's nice and bright. It's not as golden. I just was worried it was going to be too golden. But I was afraid the other one was going to be too, I'm going to need more of this, was going to be too pale, and it would blend in with the color of the wood too much. I mean, I'm trying to be really careful here on the edges, but I need more. Didn't get quite enough. I think that other lid had some already on it, and I didn't have to add as much. Doesn't have to be completely, just trying to be careful. I'm trying to hurry. Saturday is usually, Saturday and Sunday are usually the days I try to get quite a few projects done, if I can. That way, if I don't get as much done during the week, I have something to fall back on. But my husband got tickets to the Luke Bryan concert. He loves music, he loves concerts. And he got, I hope they don't make their way up here. It sounds like they're coming this way. Make it a little rowdy in here. Sorry, guys. Yeah, so he got, I didn't expect him to. We talked about it, and then I didn't think we were, and then he told me on Wednesday that he got tickets. And ours is an outside venue. It's an amphitheater. So it's probably going to be hot because it's 87 right now, and I don't know what it feels like. The humidity wasn't quite as bad this morning, but it'll be hot, and that's the part I don't like, going and sweating. But we're going to be outside, so hopefully, even though, and I don't know, I'm hoping that they don't have as many. Yep, they're close. Sorry, guys. They're right next door in the room next door playing zombies. So a zombie may bust in here. If he does, don't be afraid. He's a cute zombie. So yeah, so anyway, I'm on a time crunch because of that. So, going for my teal next. And I'm thinking I'm going to put it there. I wish I had done this on a live, so I could ask you guys' opinion. Where should I put it next? I don't know. Maybe I'll do the orange there, and then I'll do the blue. Maybe I'll skip that middle one for a minute and do the blue over here, because I still have a sorbet and an orange, and the pink, this light peony, I want to do here on the end. So I might do the raspberry in the middle. Yeah, why don't we do that? I think the blue will look nice next to this pink. So we'll just skip ahead. I had to use the teal. It's just such a summery color. I don't know, it's just great color all around. I use it for fall, probably even a lighter version maybe for Christmas. Anyway, so I'm a little pressed for time. I'm not going to get as many projects done as I was hoping to. And then I was having technology issues with my videos. So it's just one of those days apparently. That's nice. I don't think I'm going to need more than one coat on that. I don't know, guys. What do you think? So far, the darker colors for sure. The yellow and the blue, I think I'm pretty good on. The green, I still can't tell. It's drying. So, I'm pretty sure that blue is going to be fine. I think I covered everything enough. Just go over it a little bit more because I think I might want to wash out this paintbrush. Yes, I think the blue is going to be fine, and I think the yellow is going to be fine, so I'll probably go throw those in there real quick, and let's see if this one's dry. Not quite. The green I'm going to keep. I'm going to put the lid on the two that I've already, for sure, am done. I'm leaving the green off. And they should be fine for you to finish your projects. You rinse these right quick. You guys look at that. And I'll get into this sorbet one next. I'm fortunate that my craft room is, when we decided which rooms would be which, that we had an extra room that I could use for the craft room, and it's right off of a bathroom. So I'm very fortunate for that. It makes life a lot easier. Even though I do have a water bath next to my seat so that I can put my transfers in there to help pause the so this is dry. I guess it's okay if it's a little damp. I just don't want any other color. There we go. It'll be fine if it's damp because I'm adding water to it anyway. But let's do our sorbet next. The one in the middle. Well, I guess there's not a middle. There's 6. There's not a middle. Okay. Just don't need a lot. A tiny amount. I bet that's plenty. And we'll grab the rest with my brush, and I'll put, yikes. I can't tell if I got it on me. Luckily I can wipe it off. Anyway, it doesn't look like much, but let's try it. Let's see. I think I'm making them a little thicker than thinner because I don't want them to have to do more than one coat. Let's see. That might be too thin. Yeah. Okay, so what did I say I was gonna do? The pink here. Okay, let's try it. Ooh, that's the first time I've used that color, guys. Sorbet. Raspberry sorbet. That is so pretty. I have a project that I'm gonna do next week, hopefully live. I do need more than I thought. Hopefully live, that is gonna use lots of colors, so I need to make sure I have everything prepared. So that's why I didn't do it today, because I was going to do it today, but then I felt stressed for time, so I decided to wait until I have more time. And this is one of the colors I'm definitely going to use. I'm not sure, there's very few colors I'm not going to use. Because it's got so many places to have different colors. It's a very fun design. I can't believe I haven't done it yet. I've been thinking about it all summer. And I'm just trying to go over it enough that I don't have, you know, you can't really see brush strokes and that we don't see the wood showing through. I hope you can see all this all well enough. Well, it overlapped a little bit there. Hopefully I'll be able to cover it. It won't be a big deal. I love this, the way the paintbrush works though. It's very nice quality. Oh, I've got to figure out what I'm going to wear. Obviously shorts. If I'm going to go outside, be outside all that time. It is supposed to cool. It does cool off a little bit after the sun goes down, thank God. All right, I think that one's good. I'm going to set it aside. But it's still hot. I'm not sure what I'm going to wear. There, feel better about that. Okay, next, let's do our orange. This kind of reminds me of a dreamsicle, whatever you want to call it. Do you like those? I'm not a big sherbet fan, but boy, there's something about that. It just tastes so good. When it's a hot day. Oh, I have the recipe too. I saved at one point. Remember last year during COVID that when Disney had to close and their famous Dole Whip recipe, they shared it with everybody. And I have that somewhere, but I've never tried to make it. Have you ever made it before? I'm trying to remember. I've been to Disney a couple times, but I can't remember if I've tried it. I feel like the way they talk about it, I mean, I can certainly remember those. If you've ever been, everybody knows they have those big old turkey legs. I think we actually got one last time because one of my sons, my youngest son, I think wanted one. Or maybe that was somewhere. I don't know. I just remember getting one of those somewhere, but I know they have those. And but I can't remember if I ever tried a Dole Whip. Everybody raves about them. They're very notable, apparently. But I have a recipe for it, and I've never tried to make them. I should do that for my kids, family, sometime before summer's done. I hate to think about it being done, but it's inevitable. Over here on the edge, I got a little. I must have gotten more sorbet there than I meant to. I think that's going to be enough. Orange. I'm going to wipe off this little tiny bit of yellow. Or orange on the yellow. Hopefully without messing it up. You guys notice I'm touching the, I think it'll be all right. The cones, they're dry already. Okay. And take care of that in a minute. Last but not least, our peony. I have not used this one before. Normally when I haven't used it, I would stir it, but since I'm just doing it as a, or have I used it? I don't know, it kind of looks like I have, but I would stir it usually, but since it already comes so creamy dreamy, and a little bit more. I like this lighter color, it doesn't cover as well. Since I'm just using it as paint, I'm not going to stir the whole cake, the whole container. I probably want to leave this one not quite as thin. That green seems to be covering pretty good though, even though it's lighter too. So pretty. That reminds me of cotton candy. I thought about mixing them. You know I did. To make cotton candy ice cream. That used to be my youngest. Whenever we would go somewhere, we have a little corner store close to us, and when we would go get a treat, like on Fridays at last day of school, I'd pick him up when he was in middle school, and we'd go and get a treat from there, and he always wanted the cotton candy. I think my daughter still, every once in a while, will go for it. Who doesn't like cotton candy? I guess there are people who don't. Nothing like that. I don't know that I like cotton candy ice cream, but I definitely like cotton candy itself. Getting it on the side a little bit, y'all. That is such a pretty color. Just going over it one more time to make sure. Okay, let's see. I think, other than one little boo-boo, it's kind of bothering me a little bit. I may go over. Oh, hang on for me. Sorry, guys. Other than one little boo-boo. Oh, sorry. I have the light. It's different to try to help. I think everything's covered well enough. At least that our black will show up. Hang on for me. I've got a low battery indicator. Oh, I'm not plugged in. That's why. Hang on, guys. My phone's getting ready to die. That wouldn't be good. Let's see. I think we're okay now. Okay, so I'm making a little bit of a mess. No surprise there. I am going to put these paintbrushes in some water right quick. We're going to dry. I needed to do that first, apparently. Getting it all over the lid. I got it on my hands. Okay. Done. Which is your favorite color? Which What's your favorite color? We'll see. After I put the words on it and dry it and all that, I'll look and see if it bothers me enough to fix the one little spot. Oh, let me get that over there too. And all of them in water to protect them. Okay, so let's dry. And this is just my little heat tool that I've had forever. I don't need to dry the cones. I'm not going to put any words on the cones at all anyway. I guess I could. Oh, I'm not gonna. I'm just going to stick with my original plan. I just got to decide if I'm going to just cut it apart. Gosh, decisions. And once I've done this, I'm going to put a little wax on top of my paste so my transfer does not stick. I don't know if you can see how it's drying. You can tell whether it's dry or not. Dries pretty fast. Obviously the thinner ones are going to dry even faster, but do you guys have an ice cream truck in your neighborhood? We do, every once in a while. I haven't heard it as much as I feel like at the beginning of summer I heard it more, but maybe just because we had the windows open, but we're able to have the windows open, but do y'all still have an ice cream truck? Oh my gosh, wasn't that the highlight? I loved that as a child. Everybody, you just flocked to them. Now some of them are a little creepy. Some of them are, but most of them aren't bad. I think what they've done, I think instead of the ice cream truck running around the neighborhood, I think what he did was he's just parking at the pool parking lot for a while, which is smart, or pulling up right in front of where the community pool is, the neighborhood pool, and people getting them from there, so he doesn't have to go around the whole neighborhood enticing people. So that's probably when I heard it was before our pool opened. All right, let's see. I feel like that's probably dry enough. Let's hope so. We're going to put a little bit of wax on it just to protect my transfer, and I'll give that a chance to kind of get settled in while I'm just using my cloth, and I'm just going to do it on the place I'm going to put the words, so on the cones, and that's just going to make it so my transfer does not stick to the paste, and pull it up, and hopefully make it so that it sticks well, so that fill in like the little grooves of the wood, because it's not as porous now because I've painted on it. But and I think even if you've painted it with acrylic, if you had used some kind of acrylic paint or another chalk paint and maybe let it set overnight, now, mind you, I've had this little guy for a while, so I don't know if even Hobby Lobby would still have it. I just can't remember, and it doesn't say Hobby Lobby on there, so I'm wondering if where else I would have found it. I'm not sure, because usually they'll say on the back. But even if you let it dry, if you painted it with a different paint and you let it dry, I would still wax it just to make sure you're, but anyway, there's the, might even be able to find it somewhere else. There's the barcode. And I'm sure I didn't pay $9.99 for it. I'm pretty sure I got it on sale. Wherever I got it from, I got it on sale. Okay, so while that's drying, now we're gonna go ahead and prep our transfer. I've already marked it and written on my back, but so what I'm thinking about doing, guys, I hope I don't, I think this is what this is gonna be the best to do, is I want the word summer to put across here. And obviously I could just paste it and move it and move it and move it, but I think to make it easier, I'm going to go ahead and cut it from this transfer. Remember, as long as I don't cut my silkscreen area, I'm fine, because I'm just cutting the fabric around it. And this would be no different than if this transfer, because I don't want to use the hello this time. Might use it for a different reason, but I'm not going to use it. It is awfully cute. But now I have to decide, do I keep it on here and just move it and place it, or do I cut my words? Because it obviously is bigger. My surface is bigger, but this is just what I envision. I could do S-U-M-M and just cut out each. I'm just going to go for it, guys. I'm just going to go for it. Because I'm afraid I'll mess up more if I try to keep moving it. I think I'll smear. It'll be more work in the long run. And if I decide that the letters are just too far apart from each other, then I will, I'll just freehand. Just gonna buff it a little bit. Make sure it's all smooth in. I'll just freehand the letters in between if I end up deciding after I put them on here that it doesn't look good with them that separated. So then the key is going to be to make sure that I have them pretty much online, which is going to be a little challenging. But what I think I'm going to do is do it sideways. I'm going to place my first guy, and hopefully the transfer itself, make sure I put my backers, and I'm just going to fuzz it on my fuzzing cloth, get some fuzz on the back so that it doesn't stick too much to my project, so that it doesn't damage my silk screen. And I think it's a pretty big S, so I'm going to let it take up most of the, and then I just need to find, like, where do I want to try to use my placement. I'm probably going to go ahead and put all of them on there to make sure I have them lined up across in a fairly straight line. So I think that's good. And I'm just going to worry about pushing down where the silkscreen area is. Okay. Now I didn't label the back of each one of these guys, but I'll just figure out which backer they went on. I'll figure it out. Don't mind my messy fingers. It's just chalk. It'll come off. So I'm just gonna try to eyeball like where it would continue. My S, if I was imagining it, my little loop. And like I said, if it's not, if it looks kind of weird after I do it, then I'll just join it free-handed. I'm just trying to look at the angles here, like how would that go? Yep, I think that's good. I always show you these complicated options. Promise you, there's lots. Most people just do the whole transfer. And they do it either in one color or several different colors on the popsicles, and it looks so cute. And if you need ideas for it, this transfer, I believe, is no longer available though. But I had to show you how cute it could be. I think I'm gonna lower the U a little bit. Don't want it to too high. Did I fuzz that? Oh guys, I didn't fuzz it. Yeah, I need to lower my U a little bit. How about we do this? How about we do this, guys? How about we use this as a rule, kind of. How does that sound? It might help if I use the straight edge as a ruler, kind of as a ruler. Oh my goodness. Don't you hate it when something takes so much longer than what you think it will? Okay. Fuzz. I did fuzz the U, right guys? I did. Oh my goodness, see? I just can't even. Oh, well. Trying to be mindful of your time as well. You guys stay on here with me forever. Okay. And if the transfers are available still, I don't believe this one is. I think that's why I had to get it from my friend. If they were still, any projects that I do, if the transfers are still available, I do try to add them to my shop. That looks a little high. I try to add them to my shop link on my page so that it's easy to access. Obviously, you can go to the to my online shop and just do it, but I try to make it a little bit easier for you. All right, almost. The next part's going to be super easy. I just have to be careful because it's such a small area. So I'm definitely going to use one of my little tools. I was going to use that squeegee, but I'm definitely going to use, probably going to use the tiniest one I have, just to be sure. Okay, one more letter. Yeah, I think we're okay. I'm having a little bit of an issue because the tops aren't all the same where I cut it at the bottom of the other transfer. So it's making my eye think it's not even. Should I do black or should I do blue? How about blue, guys? Do my, instead of black, could do, oh, by the way, I found out it's called Lakeshore. Could I do that color instead? I don't know. Let's just stick with black. I don't do very much in black. I need to do more. Okay. Yay. There we go. Let's just stick with black. First instinct. I could even do it in silver. I'm sitting here looking at it. It caught my eye. And I'm like, oh, silver would be pretty. But let's not. Let's just stick with our original game plan. Let's not make it complicated. Okay, so here we go. I think I need to do a better job on my lids. because I keep getting little crusties. Okay. And I'm gonna pull it off right after I finish that letter, since I don't want to have any issues with it sticking. Ooh, boy, I'm making this challenge to myself, so I don't have to go as far to the edge. You can see that okay? Tilt you down. I can always put these letters back together and do one big project. I might, if I see a surface that's just beckoning for it. Okay, let's put this over here and pull from the, stay there, please. Pull from the corner and pull up. There's my S. Transfer my water bath. It's gonna take me a little while. How's that look, guys? What do you think? Remember, when you're using wood, it does tend to look a little different, not quite as crisp sometimes because of you're doing it on wood, the grain of the wood. I'm just trying to be careful not to put my hands on that, because that will not be dry yet. It won't take it long, but it won't be dry. I don't want to smear it. See, it took longer to put it on there than it does to do it. I probably could have waxed it a little bit more. I thought I had enough on there, but that's why we have a little bit of bleeding. It's because of the wax not being. Overall, I think this would be cute and cheery, hanging up in your house. You could even use it on your front door if you put some kind of hanger on your door, or on your porch, or out if you're lucky enough to have a pool, your pool area. I'm not going all the way to the edge just because I don't want to mess up, but I'm trying to get as close as I can. Okay. Looking pretty good, I think. What do you guys think? What do you think so far? This was just beckoning for a project like this. Do you guys do that? Do you buy supplies, not necessarily knowing exactly what you're going to use it for? But know you have to get it, because there's going to be something that you could use it for. I don't know if I had this in mind when I saw this cut out. I don't remember if I had seen this summer transfer yet or not. I can't remember. Okay. I'm liking it, guys. How about you? What do you think so far? 2 more to go. 2 more. It's funny because the bigger transfers are usually easier because you don't have to be as careful. You'd think a bigger transfer would be a bigger project and it would take longer, but it really doesn't. It's the smaller ones. The details like this, where I've cut it apart, I made it more difficult. Little squeegee doesn't want to cooperate. And I'm just placing that aside, guys, until I finish the project. Once we're done, I'll go and clean the transfers to make sure that my silk screen doesn't have any chalk in it. That gets dried in it. Always want to try to clean them. Take good care of your tools and your transfers so you can reuse them. You see how little paste I'm using. It's not taking very much of my chalk. And this black will stain these transfers, the fabric part of it, not the silk screen. As long as I clean my silk screen good, it won't do anything to that. But the fabric part, it will because it's black, but it won't affect whether they work as long as I keep my silk screen area clean. All done. I can use these again and again. All right, guys, what do you think? Cute? Kind of cute. Summer. I like it. Very cute. And I think it's okay, even with them not attached to each other. I'll look at it for the next few days just to be sure if I need to do more to it. But I think I'll probably leave it like this. But again, that's an option. Anyway, that's it for now. I hope you guys enjoyed this project and it gave you an inspiration and brought you some good summer vibes. And that you'll tune in next time for our next adventure. Thanks so much for tuning in. Bye.